Hello everyone, welcome you to English class 10, poem number 1, Dust of Snow from Our First Flight. This poem was written by Robert Lee Frost, who lived from 1874 to 1963. As you all know that he was an American poet who admired or deeply touched the mind of his readers through his simple poems. The speciality we see in most of his poems are the narration of simple rural life and its implication. He tried to rejuvenate the human minds through his poem. As we all know that it is the common nature of human beings to get easily tensed and disappointed for simple, silly things in life. In such circumstances, he has written how human judgment on specific issues can be misleading. And also, here, throughout his poem, he helps us to glimpse the beauty of nature too. Especially from talking about dust of snow, we come across snowy landscape. A picturization is created in our mind. Like any other poetry, in this dust of snow, its unsaid part is the best. Going deeper into dust of snow, here we see that the poet is just picturing a crow, a tree, and a human being. And the main focus that he has highlighted in this dust of snow is communication between nature and human being. Nature's healing and helping with negative human emotions and significance of small natural events in life. And also, it is a presentation of human perception towards life. Much talking about human complexity and animal simplicity. Now, let's have a look on the poem Dust of Snow by Robert Frost. The line goes like this. The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of day I had rued. We can see that the poem just consists of 2 stanzas with 8 lines. And the first stanza consists of 4 lines. It just talks about an unexpected action of a crow. And the second stanza just talks about the consequence of the action by the crow. Now, let's have a deeper look on the first stanza. The first stanza goes like this. The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. As I told you that this stanza just talks about an unexpected action of the crow. Because we see that after reading the poem, we can understand that the poet is actually disappointed and was in despair. We doesn't know the reason, maybe because of his unstable mental condition. He might have thought of spending time with nature. And as the poem just gives a glimpse about the season, it's winter season with chilling cold and snowfall. And in this time, we see that the poet just thought of spending some time with nature. So what happened? He might have gone through or gone beside an hemlock tree. And that time what happened? The way a crow shook down on me. A crow came and he had shaken the branches of the hemlock tree. And what was the result? When the crow came, it has shaken. Shook here means what? It has shaken the dust of snow which was present on the hemlock tree. It just poured on whom? On the poet. So the first stanza, here we see that the poet is comparing the snowflakes to dust. That's why here he says that the crow who came on the branch of this hemlock tree started dusting snowflakes to the poet. Already we have seen that the poet is in despair or disappointed. So, as he was standing or sitting beneath the tree, an unexpected action of the crow just given a change in the life of this poet. That is said in the second stanza. So, the first stanza we see that as I mentioned earlier, it's winter season. We doesn't know why the crow came there and why the crow just made a action likewise. The crow may be shivering or it may be preening its feathers. Anyhow, what happened? The finest particle of snow, tiny particle of snow, that's why dust of snow. The poet said the dust of snow means the tiny particles of the snow flakes just fallen upon whom? Upon the poet. Here we see that in this stanza, the poet was highlighting a crow as well as a hemlock tree. As well as the presence of the poet is also can be seen here, isn't it? So this stanza says that a crow came. Now talking about the crow, here we see that the crow is associated with bad omen, or it just gives a glimpse of death and fear. It's a belief of some society. So it's not a bird which is accepted like a dove or like a parrot or something like that. But the poet has chosen the bird crow. Now another thing that we see in this stanza is the poet has chosen which tree? Hemlock tree. Hemlock tree is an evergreen pine and it's a poisonous tree with white flowers. But anyhow, these negative elements, especially the season, winter is called a season, and in this season something happened to the life of this poet. That is unexpected action. What is unexpected action? The crow had shaken the branch of a hemlock tree that resulted in dusting snowflake to the poet. This is what we see in stanza 1. Now coming to stanza 2, we see that the consequence of the action was said here. What is that? In stanza 2, here we see that the line goes like this: has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had rued. Okay, so here second stanza talks about the consequence of the action that was done by the crow. The crow just came there, sat on the hemlock tree. It has shaken the branches of the hemlock tree, which resulted in dusting the snowflake to the poet. Now in the second stanza, as the action which was done by the crow just give a change of mood to the poet, from where already we have seen that the poet was disappointed or was in despair. So he was in sorrow. So the change of action that happened in the second stanza is from sorrow to joy. So he says that when the crow had done an unexpected action, the poet says that has given my heart a change of mood from sorrow to joy. Okay, from sorrow to joy or sorrow to happiness, because he never expected that such a incident will happen. That's why I told you that earlier. This is just talking about the importance of some natural events that happened. The poet is highlighting the healing power of nature. As soon as the poet was showered with snow, he all of a sudden forgot about his desolation and he get cherished, and says that and saved some part of a day I had rued. I had rued means what? I have wasted. I thought that I got lost, but he could save this day. That means his aching heart got enlightened, and here he proclaims that I saved my day from getting worsened or from getting lost. So altogether we see that the poet says that he saved his day from getting ruined or wasted, and that highlights what? The healing power of nature. And also we see that the poet who seemed to have lost gathers happiness and he turns optimistic. So what we see there here in this poem, here we see that the poet is presenting the crow and the hemlock tree. The combination of these two things, which was considered to be a harbinger of doom or despair or sorrow, and the hemlock tree, which is considered to be a poisonous tree, here it combined together to bring happiness to whom? Happiness to the poet. So what he was trying to say here is action of any two negative things can bring what? Positive effect on anyone. Because the poet who was initially sad turns to happiness with the single movement of the crow. What is the single movement of the crow? Shaking the branches of hemlock tree. Isn't it? Movement of the crow as well as the tree. The tree also has got a very good role in creating a positive attitude to the poet. In short, we can see that we need to have a closer bond with nature to forget our worries, isn't it? And also, let's get devoid of the human tendency to make things get complicated. It's our tendency, or it's our human nature, that we always blame for the things that doesn't please us. And there is nothing wrong with the creation of God or nature and its elements. It's our perception that we need to change, because any single moment can change your life for good. We are the ones who categorize good and bad. Everything that we see around has positives. In this poem, we see that the crow as well as the hemlock tree, the crow as well as the hemlock tree combined to be the indicator of doom and fear, is used in the poem as the carrier of happiness in whose life? In poet's life, isn't it? And also we see that as soon as the poet was dipped in the cherishing and cool ambience, he attained a sort of bliss in his life. And he said, what he said? I saved my day from getting ruined or wasted. And it's our perception of mind that makes our life joyful and appealing. And our perception of seeing things right brightens the day. And we need to be very optimistic in our life too. Okay? So this is what the poem just talks about. And now let's have a look upon the important poetical devices that comes in stanza 1. Okay, first of all, talking about the rhyming scheme. The first stanza goes like this: the way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. So, which words are rhyming here? The words crow, snow, then me, tree. The rhyming words are crow, snow, and me, tree. So, what is the rhyming scheme of the poem? A, B, A, B. Okay? That is the rhyming scheme. Then the next one is metaphor. What is metaphor? Metaphor is used when the poet compared the falling of snowflakes from the hemlock tree to what? To dust. That's why he said dust of snow. So the phrase dust of snow is a metaphor in the poem. The next one is enjambment. What is enjambment? Enjambment is the meaning of the poem runs over from one poetic line to another. Or we can see that the poem just continues from one line to another. The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree, without a pause, continuation, or one line just joins with the other line and the other line joins with the other line without a pause. Okay, there is continuation, there is no pause in between. That is enjambment. See here, the way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree, isn't it? So these are the three poetic devices that comes in stanza 1. In stanza 2, we can see that has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day ahead road. Here also rhyming scheme is there, as we have seen in stanza 1. Here the rhyming scheme is the words heart, part, then mood, road. So what is it? The rhyming scheme is C, D, C, D. Then next one is alliteration. What is alliteration? It is the repetition of same consonant sound in the nearby words. Here, which are the consonant sounds? Here we see that the consonant sounds, the sound H. The sound H is repeated in has and heart. and the sound z is repeated in zaid and zum. So this line, the sound h is repeated. In third line, the sound is repeated. So what is the poetic device? It's alliteration. And here also we have what? Enjambment. As we have said in the last stanza, enjambment is the line that continues from one line to another, isn't it? Here this line continues from here, from here, then from here, isn't it? Here only we get a complete meaning, isn't it? One line just combines with other line to give the meaning. Okay, the meaning runs over from one poetic line to the next, the continuation of one line to another without a pause. So that is the poem Dust of Snow. I hope you understood the poem Dust of Snow by Robert Frost. Thank you all for watching, and for more videos, like and subscribe my channel English Orchard. Thank you.